Hello everyone, let's start the session. Just give me a minute. I'm sharing my screen. Before starting, let me introduce myself. I'm Vishwaja. I'm working as a senior data scientist for more than 5 years, and I've been as a mentor of data science more than 2 plus years. So today we are going to learn the roadmap of data science for the beginners. Let's understand like what is data science and what are the career options you can choose in data science, and like how can you learn the data science in more specific. Let's try to understand. So today's agenda is like what is data science and like what are the components of data science we have, and like how you can understand, like let's try to understand the life cycle of data science and its applications, and like what are the tools and languages you need to get to become a data scientist or a data analyst. Like how can you choose your career with respective to the whichever the course we have. So let's deep dive. Before that, let me tell you, like this is an interactive session. So like if you have any doubts also, like you can unmute and you can ask me. So like let's go topic by topic. Like after finishing the topic, like you can raise your questions, and like I'll also give you time to have the Q&A sessions in the last also. So yeah. So what is data science? So data science is nothing but this is the area of study which is involving in extracting the data. And like today we are having like large tons of data generating day to day. So just to if you see in large data directly, we cannot understand like what output you're getting, so you need to do some analysis in that, and then you can get some meaningful insights out of it. So that's where the data science comes into picture, where you can do something like useful statistical methods and algorithms and process, where which helps you to understand the data and get the results. And nowadays like data science is booming, and like it's not only in one industry, like in every business like healthcare, marketing, and IT, or in terms of banking and finance. So in every business domain, like we are rapidly using the data science, and like it is highly recommended for everyone to get the analysis out of the data. So like you're trying to extract the valuable insights from the data. That's where the data science, and like why the demand for AI is booming. So let's understand, like the data is huge, so we are trying to generate more number of like more tons of the data per second, like per a day. So this all like to understand the data, to compute more power, like we need to have that data science tools. Like you need to understand the statistical tools behind the data, so that like you can understand the trend or the pattern of the data. So you have more computing power. That means like there is lot of technology is coming up, and like everywhere the data is collected. So there are like high level of competition, and more complex algorithms are coming into picture. So that's where the demand of data science and AI are huge nowadays. And like data generation, as I told you, compared to the last previous years, now you can see the immense amount of the data is generated, and it should be analyzed and processed. So that's where again AI comes into picture, and more effective algorithms. So let's say previously, like compared to 5 years, like down the line 5 years, like you have only few machine learning algorithms, like let's say traditional machine learning algorithms. Now the data is huge, and more number of AI and deep learning NLP techniques are coming up, and you are having the large number of effective algorithms working on it. So that is one reason. And like broad investment, let's say the huge huge companies, like big companies are coming, like Tesla and Netflix and Facebook. They are started in investing the AI. So that's where like again the jobs and the careers and the more more booming in terms of AI. So let's also understand like what are the main components, like what we need to understand in data science. So now we are saying like data is an oil or fuel for the today's world. So you need to understand the right tools and technologies so that like you can become a pro in the data science career. So for that, like let's see one by one where you can understand like which tools and like which languages you should have. So in today's discussions, like we are trying to understand like a data science roadmap. So it has mainly four types of stages. Let's say first is like data collection and analysis, modeling, and communication. So each stage has its own like subsets, and like we can understand like for collection like which tools we need to use, or for analysis like which tools we can use. So this is the whole picture of data science. So you have something like statistics, visualization, deep learning, machine learning, and you have uh, many components in the data science. So I'll also walk you through an example like how we can start the problem statement and how we can go through. So just this is a glimpse of what is happening in the life cycle of data science. So let's say you are having first in terms of your organization perspective, or like in terms of real time data, first you will get a business statements or like your problem statement. Let's say I have x number of sales and I want to improve my sales. Let's say that is your problem statement. And then what you can do, so the next steps would be like how you can collect the data, that is like a data mining. After collection, how you can clean the data, and like how you can explore, like what are the analysis you can do in exploration. And then like what are the after getting the insights, like how you are doing the feature engineering, and what is the predictive model, and like what how you are showcasing your final output to the clients. So that's where the whole journey of data science comes into picture. So we have different statements. So let's understand with an example. I'll show you a use case. So here is a problem statement which I've collected from the Google. It's a small problem statement. So you are saying here is a Japan's biggest shopping community. So you have a biggest community in Japan. So they want to understand, like they want to get the profits by improving their sales. So firstly, they had like large number of prices, like they has a huge prices. So then their it the price is too high than the market price, so the sales has comparatively decreased than usual. So then they want to understand, like I want to lower my price so that I can get more customers and I can get more profits in terms of sales. So like they want to understand how I can improve my sales. So I want to predict my next 2 years of sales. So let's say you are in 2024. So I also want to understand how my sales would be in 2025 and 2026. So by taking the basis of the data from the previous years also, let's say you are taking data from 21, 22, and then you are trying to predict the next years. That means you are trying to say, okay, this will be my future price based on your, like let's say this is 100 rupees price for a product. So you have the sales up to only 10, then you decreased your price. That means you are saying like 50 rupees for the each product. Then you are automatically the sales will be doubled, and then more number of customers are coming into your store. So that's where the plan. So how you can improve as a data scientist or as a data science person, how you can improve your like how you can improve the data is your business statement. Then here the main thing is like you should bring more profit to the, or like you should bring more profit to the company, as well as like you should complete all the inventory which they have purchased. Inventory is nothing but the old stock should be completed, and you should also earn the profit. So this is the real time problem statement usually you will get. So here what you can understand is like you should understand like what are the features you need to get from this. Features as in like what are the data you need for this kind of problem statement. Any answers from the audience? You can type in the chat box. Like this is the problem statement I've mentioned, and like what is the basic data, like normal data you need to get for the price prediction. So you want to improve the sales of a particular company. So what are the basic data you can get? So if it is wrong or right, that doesn't matter. Just try and just open up and like let's have like one-on-one conversations also. Okay. So let me give you guesses and all. So here we are understanding like price recommendation and price. So here the main motto is like you need to have money in the sense like amount of the particular product. So let me go to the example. So the data we should have the price data. Like price is nothing but let's say you have an item. Item name is like uh, a cap, or like it may be a grocery, or it may be food, something food or consumable, or it may be a makeup product. So first you need to have that product item name or like product item ID. So these are the common things, like you should have the name of that particular item, and like which you can also have like which category it belongs to. Let's say is it belongs to the grocery or makeup store or girls boys usage one, or like children's usage one. So that is like a basic category differentiation. And then you'll have the price of that particular item. And then like you can also have the shipping prices, because the delivery charges are also important, like if it is like online store. So you have the shipping as well as the item description. So this is the data you need to collect by yourself. So what happens, like if you want to collect the data, you should understand how you can collect the data, like how you can pull the data, and all these things comes into picture. Now let's go into this. So let's say you're understanding the data science. Here, first foremost thing is like you need the, just now I told you how to get the data, like how you can understand the data, like which are the data points you need. So firstly, the basic, the root map, or like the strong foundation for any data science is like your mathematics. Mathematics is like you should understand the basics of statistics as well as the probability. So that is one. So because if you understand the data, like how the data is like how you are taking the data, which type of data you want, all those pictures comes into uh, your next steps only by understanding your maths behind the collecting the data. Let's say uh, previous example, I'm saying the price is nothing but numerical number. Category description or name is nothing but that is in terms of, it is not a numerical one, that is in terms of you have something like categorical name. Let's say how we are dealing with the numbers, how we are dealing with the names, and all these things you can understand only when you have the strong foundation of mathematics. That is like in detail, like you should understand the concepts of linear algebra and matrix, or like few parts like basic vector and calculus and regression. Like all these things comes into picture in statistics and as well as in the probability. So like let's say if you're from a different background, like I did not have any maths from intermediate, or like I did not have after my 10th class, it's okay, because like you can learn the basics of stats and probability in our course vita. Like we have different sessions, like we have something like math separate sessions, and we have like like you have machine learning in a different course, again you have something like visualization in different course. So if you are good or bad at maths also, like we can try to improve your mathematical skills, and then we can go to the next steps, next programming language. Before starting, like if you directly jump into programming language also, again like somewhere you will have a trouble, because you don't have the main root cause. Like you cannot understand if something is going wrong in your output, you cannot understand what is the root cause. The root cause may be due to the mathematics, where you used wrong elements. Let's say instead of continuous, you use something categorical, or instead of numerical you use some other things. So that's where the strong foundation is like statistics and probability. That is the main thing here. And like again the next thing is like in the programming language, let's understand like again how we are dealing with the programming language as well. So the first step, like you understood what is the problem statement, and then you are trying to extract the data. Like you want, like I want price, I want item, I want like a manufacturing date or something. So all these things are my key points where I can get the data. So from there, like how to pull the data. Let's say I'm working in healthcare organization. So how can I get that healthcare data? So that's where you some programming languages comes into picture. Those are nothing but to manipulate or to extract, to scrape the data. You have something like SQL, Python, R language you have, and web scraping and APIs. So for the data collection is the primary step. So here you understood which are the features you want, like which are the data points you want, and then you're then nothing but data collection. So data collection and data mining, all these steps comes into picture. So that's where you can collect the data in the first stage, and you are trying to, it involves in something like finding and storing the data in various sources. Like you have something like databases, APIs, and like you can collect the data from different surveys also. Like for the collection of data you can use n number of things. So I can't say like you can get data only from this particular website or only particular things. Like you have different sources where you can collect the data. And like that data should be like it's not like random data which you get from the Google. So you will have some particular websites or particular UCI data sources where you can extract that also. Like we can learn when we are going into a deep dive into our data science courses in the later part. So just now I'm saying like how we can collect the data, and the next part would be like cleaning the data. So in the SQL, what is SQL is nothing but a structured query language, where you are trying to, like you are trying to get the data, like you are trying to pull the data from the other source. Let's say you have a data lake. Data lake is nothing but you have a hospital data, random data, and you should pull whichever the important features you want. Important features is nothing but like, let's say I'm just now I told you I want to predict the price. What all things I want: the product name, the price, the shipping charges, the description. So I have to uh, like I have to list down what are the important features, and then only I should write a query so that I can pull the data from the huge data lake and I can get only certain data points. Let's say I want only particular year, I want only 2021 data or 22 data. So that's where like you should write a piece of code that helps you to get only that particular chunk of data. So if you randomly do it, then like you will get lot of data which is not useful for our problem statement. So that is like structured query language. SQL is useful for pulling the data, and Python is nothing but you're trying to manipulate the data. So all these things comes here. R is also nothing but you're trying to manipulate the data. And sometimes you can also use like web scraping. Web scraping is nothing but like, let's say you want reviews. You have a particular, let's say I want to understand the product by using the Amazon product review. How can I get the product review? And let's say I have a particular company, I want to understand the company's reviews. So that's where I use web scraping. by using web scraping, I can get all the required data, like all the reviews, positives, negatives, everything I can get from that particular website. So that is nothing but web scraping. That is also one method you can collect the data. And API pulling is nothing but like you can collect the APIs of particular website or URL, and from that also you can collect the data. So just now I'm saying like how you can collect the data, just like collecting only you have all these features. Then the next part would be data analysis, like this three: how you are analyzing the data, how you are manipulating the data. So let's also see like what are the useful applications in our data science. Let's say I just now told you we are in different business domains we are using the data science. Let's say in terms of healthcare, in healthcare how you are using, so you are saying like whether the disease is predicted correct or not, like whether you are diagnosed with cancer or not, like all these things. AI is helpful by using the previous history of the data, and they are trying to say that okay, you will have this disease in future according to your data points, or you will not have any disease according to your data. So that's in healthcare. And in the marketing, just now we saw we are trying to understand, predict the future sales. So before the sales are happening, you're trying to predict the future sales in marketing domain, and you're trying to upskill the company whichever you are working. And again, social media, just now we spoke about the reviews and all. So that's where the sentiment analysis, by using the reviews also you can say okay whether it is a good brand or not, like whether you have so many positive reviews or negative reviews, how the product is working in the market. All these things you can get from the social media. And then you have in the finance domain you can understand like what is your credit score, and like how you can avoid the fraud, and like risk detections, and how the claims are happening. All these things in terms of your finance domain. And the sales, discounts, and forecasting. And in traveling also, like if you want to predict the future flight delay or not, like whether it is taking delay or not, because you will see like from past week it is like not coming in the 7 o'clock, it is taking delaying for 1 more hour or 2 hours. So by using the past data, like you can also predict the future data in different domains. You are rapidly used in the data science. So again, careers, what you can do. Just now I told you like what is the life cycle of the data science. In the life cycle, so we can understand you can choose your different domains based on your own skills. So it's, let's say if you want to build a, if you want to be a pro in data science, it's like a data scientist. So data scientist is a person who can understand, like they'll write to query, like they'll write all the coding languages, Python programming, as R, SQL, everything. So they are familiar with the programming tools as well as data visualization and stats. And like just now I told the data collection in terms of Excel or in machine learning. So if you have all the skills, that helps you to become a data scientist. So let's say I don't want all the skills, I want to be a, like I want to continue my career in only specific domains. Let's say you're saying like you want to be a data engineer. So data engineer is nothing but they will try to pull the data. That means they'll try to mostly extract the data and they'll give it to the data scientist. Then the data scientist will do the analysis part, the EDA part, and then it will move to the machine learning engineer, or he can take up the whole project. So machine learning engineer is nothing but they will only work on like machine, like after getting the purified data, they'll take up the project and they'll do the machine learning stuff, like they'll do all the algorithms, and they'll try to deploy all these things. It is done by the machine learning engineer. Whereas in data analyst, he works like data scientist, like he should understand the complete coding part, complete data visualization, stats, and everything. Whereas in data analyst, like if you get a minimum knowledge, like if you have a good knowledge in programming as well as visualization and statistics, which is nothing but the maths, machine learning, then you can be a data analyst. So like it's better to learn all the skills and then again in the further career, like you can choose a different paths also. So like if you stick to only one particular, let's say I want only data engineer, so you will try to learn only few skills and then you will get to be in that particular domain only. Whereas like in the starting only, like if you try to understand all this, like learn the all the skills, that helps you to choose your path by yourself. Like let's say you are expert in coding, then you can go to this particular domain. Or let's say I don't want coding, I just want analysis, and I can give to the problem. Like if I get the, I can talk to the clients, I can get understand the business problems, and I can give it to the other person who can do the code, then you can become a data analyst. So that's where like if you want to choose your career, like on whichever the courses also, we can help through our course vita. So here first you should understand all the courses and like all the subjects, and then only you can choose whichever the career you want. So like this is, so let's go here. Before that, like if you have any doubts also, like you can ask.
Answer the questions which we have
Okay.
already.
Okay. Okay, so you are asking me about the what is the maths you want? Like, is it like deep or not? I'll show you the PPT. So, if you want to understand the mathematics, also, let's say you have something like probability and statistics. So here, first step is like you are saying maths is the important part. Then, like which kind of maths, like which are the areas you can explore? You can say like in the probability, you can have like what is like how the data is there, like what is numerical data, what is continuous data, what are the laws we have, like we have Bernoulli's laws, or like you have Bayes theorems, you have exponential theorems, and you also have like joint probability distribution. So how the data is distributed, you need to understand. So if you understand like how the data is distributed, then only you can say what is the spread of the data, like what is mean, median, what is the mode of it. So that's where like whenever you are having in the next step, like if you are trying to clean the data, let's say I have like outliers is nothing but, let me give you an example. um let's say your prices are like below 100, all the prices of the particular item is like below 100, only one particular item is like pricing high, it is going towards 800. So you are saying everything is in 100, below 100, and one is going extremely 800. So how you can detect, like you have so many data points, let's say you have thousands of data, and how can you get that particular 800 point? So that's where you should understand, like you have something like mean, median, mode, which you have learned in early in 10th, or like your inter, or whichever the streams you have. So here also again, like we should brush up through those distributions of data, like how the data is distributed, and how we are getting p-value, or your t values, like test values, and type 1, type 2 errors, and all these things you can get by the probability and stats. Like you can get like what is sample, what is population, and how the distribution of population mean is going to be, like what is correlation, and how we are doing the hypothesis testing. So like we have like separate sessions where we can discuss, elaborate, like how you can have, what are the mean streams you can get. So we can divide like some 4 to 6 hours where you can understand the total probability and statistics, and then you can move to the next programming languages. And in the programming languages also, again, we will help you to understand like the basics and advanced level of Python. So like I'm not saying you should get more advanced level of mathematics here. So I'm saying like you should understand basics clearly. So if you understand the basics only, then we can move forward and then we can go to manipulations. So the next step is like I'm saying here, we have SQL, we have Python, and we also have R language. And let's understand like how you can get from the SQL, like what are the main things you have in SQL. So like these are the basic commands like which you can have in the SQL. Sorry. So here SQL is nothing but I'm saying structured query language where you are trying to pull the data. So here you have something like data manipulation language. So let's say how you can select the data, how you can select particular row, particular column, and how you can pull that, and how you can delete the extra rows, like you how you can view, drop, and truncate, how you can join two tables, and you have different kinds of commands which helps you to get required data. So that's where the SQL comes into picture for all the manipulations and collection of the data. So this is like a glimpse of SQL. So we have the separate session for SQL as well. Like you can have more 6 to 8 hours where you can understand the complete picture of SQL, and we will also give you a few practice sessions or like practice problems for SQL also, where you can practice and can understand like real time examples how you can pull the data in the SQL. And then the Python. So Python is also I'm saying it's a very important language. So previously like we used to have R language as well as Python for manipulation and coding, but nowadays like mostly all companies are preferring Python only. So only few companies are going with an R, but it's better to learn Python first. Then like if you're good with Python, again you can choose, you can learn the R later. So here also like we have something like basic, advanced, and intermediate level of 3 sessions or like 2 programs where you can understand basics and advance completely. Here I'm saying like Python is like a general purpose language, so it is very easy to understand. So you may feel that I'm not from the coding background, I'm from a different non-coding background also, but you can see that if you are from a different background also, like you can learn the Python because it is not so complicated as C or Java. It is pretty much easy than other languages, so it is easy to understand. So if you understand like how the data is flowing and like what are the logics behind it, then it is easy to learn Python. So it's not like if you have only like if you have roots from coding only you can learn, no. So like here like I'm also from a mechanical background, and like I came and I learned like Python. And then like if you try to practice the problems, practice the coding languages, then that will help you, and then you can excel in your programming language as well. And before completing the program language, we also have something like Excel. So Excel is also a good tool where you can understand like for the cleaning of the data, or you can also use it for coding also. You have something like here macros and VBN, you have pivot tables. So to deeper understanding of the data especially, you can use the Excel. Let's say I can say like here it is like limited data, you can use like 10 lakh rows. So if the data is small, you can directly manipulate and you can do all the stuff in Excel itself. If you have more like large number of data, then only you can go to SQL and Python. So if the data is limited, like directly you, if you are pro in Excel, then the Excel is a good tool, an easy tool. Like everybody's like most of the persons are familiar with Excel. So in the Excel also, like if you get to understand like how the functions, what are the formulas, and like how we can do the developer tab, like how we can use all this advanced level of Excel also, then you can manipulate the data here itself. So what are the as I'm saying, like tools, you need something like Excel, and for the manipulation you need something like SQL. To get the data manipulation, Python. So we covered like Excel, Python, and SQL. The next part, after doing the coding, or like after doing the coding, what you can get. So let's go back to this, or like if you have any if you have any doubts also, you can. Yeah, like I'm saying, like if you are from any streamed background also, like you can learn. Like we are here to help you. Like if you are uh, not familiar with any coding languages also, like we can start from the basics, like we can start from the scratch. And like we have like all one-on-one sessions or like group sessions, which helps you, which helps the individual to better understanding. And then we can, you can easily excel in this data science course. So like we'll by the end of the session, like we'll try to provide like how you can register and how you can get courses done. So yeah, if you're CSE or any background also, you can learn. So here I was saying, like your data manipulations are done, and then what will be your next step? So here your next step would be like you should see the data visually. Like let's say you have something like in a table format. So you can't understand like which is, let's say here you have a table. So here I don't know like what is the highest price. Let's say here you have only five data. Then immediately I can see this 52 and I can say okay, 52 is my highest. So if you have like 10 lakh rows, if you have 20 lakh rows, or like if you have the large data, so like visually, or like if you have too much of data you can't find easily, so that's where EDA comes into picture, which helps you to understand, like you can explore the data. Data analysis, EDA is nothing but exploratory data analysis. So EDA is nothing but you are trying to process and explore the data using descriptive data, descriptive statistics, and visualization using the different tools like Power BI. You have Tableau, you have QuickSense. So you have two, three number of tools where you can understand like the data visualizations. So, what is data visualization in general? Data visualization is nothing but a graphical representation, or like the pictorial form of pictures by using the data. So such as like charts and graphs, you have different maps. So let's say this is the Power BI tool which I have. One second, it's just loading. So this is the UI of the Power BI which you can have. So if you have like I have something like 10,000 rows. So what I'll do, I'll try to import my data, like whichever the Excel format of data, I'll try to import, and I'll try to create the dashboards here itself. Let's say here I have different charts. I have line chart, I have a tree map, and I have different kinds of charts I have. By using all this, I can get like immediately, like if you see 10,000 rows you can't directly get, but using the EDA you can easily understand the data flow and how the trend is flowing. Like let's say you have the line chart, you can understand like which month the data is moving high or low. All these things you can understand easily by using the data visualization tool. So you have both Power BI as well as Tableau. So here we can teach you like Power BI, because like Power BI is again a free tool which comes with a Microsoft, whereas Tableau is like bit costly, and like more only few companies uses Tableau, and Power BI is like most 80% of the companies tries to use Power BI. So like it's better to gain knowledge in one of the tool, like whether you want Power BI or Tableau, it's up to you. So here we are ready to help in terms of data visualization as well. So now EDA part is also done. Now let's say the next part. So EDA, you are trying to understand the data. So here let's say what I told you just now. Here in the manipulations, you are saying how, like which is the highest price, which is the lowest price I have. Those things I can see by box plots, line plots, I can see the what is the percentile of my price, and I can also compare the difference also here. You can see. So here I have top brand names and what are the like how many number of sales I have gone, like Pink or like whichever the Nike, or like you have Apple, Forever 21. So that's where, like, instead of having a tabular or the Excel view or CSV view, like you can have something in visualization, which is better for a person to understand the data. Uh, Sorry, can you mute your mic? Okay. So this is where you use EDA, and you have also something like correlations also. Like if I want to understand like how correlated my price between toys and jewelry, or like shoes and toys. So if you understand the correlation, what happens is, like, let's say makeup is dominating all these things. So if you try to remove the outliers or like unnecessary data in the makeup, then you can say like everything will be like correlation is nothing but like one item is how much correlated to the other item. Let's say here you have makeup or dresses, how likely one item can affect the other item. Let's say if the makeup price goes down, the other item also goes down, and if one price is increasing, other price is decreasing, like how they are inversely correlated, or like how it is. Let's say you have discounts. If you have more discounts, the your price will go down and your sales will go high. So that's where, like, one is increasing your one item is increasing and other item is decreasing. So that is the correlation you should understand in EDA also. So that helps you for the next steps, like how the shipping price is impacting your normal price. And this is also a word cloud, which is used for your NLPs and your reviews. Let's say you are using something free shipping. This is nothing but after collecting the reviews, the most of uh, the review is in terms of shipping is free and the brand is new. Like how the most populated, like, the most frequently used word is coming in the uh, big font. So that's where your word cloud is used. So all these things helps you to understand the data completely, whether it is bivariant or univariant, how the data is varying, all these things. So this is about EDA, and in EDA, I told you, like, you can use the Python, and you can use data visualization tools like Power BI as well as Power BI Tab 2, and you have something like that. Then now coming into a data modeling. What is data modeling? So these are the next steps which you need to understand. So that's where, let's see. So okay, let's also understand, like, here in Python. This is the basic layout of Python. Again, in general, like, you can have like a lot of commands, and then you can practice. Like if you practice the Python only, you can get those. So firstly, you have packages. So you have like something like pandas and numpys, which helps you to do the further manipulation. So again, this is very easy to install also. Like you can install the packages, basic packages, and then you can do something like data types, loops. Like if you understand, like, if you for the basic stuff, like you can use the loops, functions, like user defined functions or list tuples. Like if you get all these topics, then that is fine. Like if you want something in advanced level, then you can go for this. Like you should understand, like, decoders, encoders, and functioning. Like you should understand the big programs like oops concepts, and you can also go through the regress functions, expressions, and generators in the high level. Like it's in a advanced level. For the basic level, like, this is fine for you, like, to understand the basic stuff. So there are separate sessions for basics as well as advanced. So in the one go also, like, you can understand the Python, or like we can divide the basics and we'll give you few uh, work. Like, we can assign you some homeworks or tasks where you can practice your basics programming, and then you can come into the advanced level. Again, the OOPS concept is very much important in your data science journey. OOPS will be your basic foundation of the Python. So OOPS concepts, and like if you have something like these are the packages or these are the libraries which you can use, like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, and Seaborn is nothing but for the visualizations, and TensorFlow, PyTorch is nothing but to extract, like to get from a URL to APIs and extract the URL. You can use this. So I've used, and if you want to understand like where to learn also, like we can recommend you like how the Medium pages or the LinkedIn posters, like where you can uh, get the day-to-day information about the data science, and like how the updated updated Python libraries also, like you can also understand. So here you can also have something like testing and automation. So that is like in the advanced level after completion of whole algorithms, and you will try to deploy. In that you will get that automation and testing phase. That in that phase also you can use by Python. So this is like a roadmap of machine learning where you can learn. First is like I'm saying, like maths, Python, SQL, as well as like data science too. This is nothing but almost in the same level. Anaconda and Jupyter are the tools where you can get from, like from the Jupyter you can get the Python, like you can write the Python scripts in Jupyter. And you have something like Spider and Google Colab also you can use for the Python programming. Again, that's up to you. Like if you have the Anaconda, like it is for the basic level, it is easy to use the Jupyter. I'll show you the interface of Jupyter and how you can open also, I can show you. And the next stage is like learning the machine learning concepts, like what is machine learning, and like what are the algorithms we have, like how can we uh, like how we can analyze the data, how we can do the next steps, like to get the output. Like we should understand the machine learning concepts. Again, let's say in machine learning, some extent you can get the data. Let's say you want an deeper analysis, then deep learning comes into picture. From the deep learning, NLPs and Gen AIs, Open AI, like you can use Chat GPTs, BERT, and all these things. Is like if you want to understand the deeper level, you are using the uh, this DL and AI. Everything comes under AI, like machine learning and DL, which both comes under the AI. And then like you can upskill by using all these tools and languages. Then like you can try to get like you can pull some real time projects, and then you can start working on it. Like you can base, like just now I told you how you can get the problem statement. From the problem statement, how can I get the data? From the data, how can I start programming? And the programming, after manipulations, how can I build some machine learning algorithms? After building, what is my output? How can I improve the output? And then like deploying and all these things also, like this is a whole journey of data science. And like if you want to understand like in deeper, like we'll have the separate sessions and we can complete the whole journey of data science in the further. So again, we can also have some we can help you in terms of resume building and how you can apply and where to learn the data science, like how you can improve. Like if you learn day to day Medium pages or AI pages, then only like you can be updated with the new skills. So that also we can help you, like if you join a course Vita. So till now, like if you have any doubts also, like you can start your questions again. We can start the next machine learning part in the next. You can have your questions here in terms of whole process of data science. You can unmute also. You can unmute and you can share your questions.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, you can go ahead with your questions. Can you
Ma'am,
be a bit louder?
hello. Am I
Yeah.
audible?
Yes.
Ma'am, are you not going to take something related to the programming part?
As in today.
Yeah, today or tomorrow?
Yeah. So tomorrow I can help you. Like I can walk you through the machine learning, all the concepts, like most of the basic concepts, and like how you can do it in the machine learning. I can teach you. But like if you want to understand like the whole journey of Python, like how you can learn Python and SQL, that we need to have like a 8 hour session, or you should have some time so that like you can get the Python. So for coding, like we should have again, like we should have more time. Now today is like just the basics. Like I can touch up you like how we can install and how we can manipulate few things. I can share you today, but tomorrow like I can tell you the what are the machine learning concepts we have, like what are the algorithms we have. So all those things in the deeper level I can teach you tomorrow for the machine learning. Today we have something like Python and SQL and visualization, Power BI tools.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So again, like if you want any details about this course, like we'll give you details in the last, so that you can register and we can walk you through like understanding the from the beginning. Like we can start with your maths and we can start with the Python, SQL, and everything. So it's better to have a strong foundation before you jump into programming language. So that's how I learned. Like if I understand the maths only, then I can move to the next step. So before understanding the maths or Excel, if I move to the programming also, like most of you can't understand. So if you have any questions related to data manipulation and data cleaning, like you can ask. Okay, so let's go to the same example which we are talking. So here, just to have a glimpse of the Python, like we can also see what the code is there here. Okay, I'll go through this basic example. One second. So, like here, I'm saying like if you want to write a scripts in Python, the tool which you need to have is nothing but a Jupyter notebook. Jupyter is here. This is the Jupyter notebook from the backend, and like to get this Jupyter notebook, you should install your Anaconda. Anaconda is a notebook like which allows you to get this Jupyter. In the first, you need to install the Anaconda, then you will get this Jupyter notebook. So this is like Anaconda prompt. In the Anaconda prompt, like you should install this Python, like pip install Python, and then you can get the Jupyter notebook. From the Jupyter notebook, this is the backend, like which is running in the backside. And like if I open in the front, like you can see the UI like this. Like you can have all these things. This is the home page. This is my home page where I have all the documents related to um, my laptop. And now if I want something like a new, I'll click like a Python 3 so that I can open a new notebook. From this notebook, like I can add my script, so I can add all the coding language here and I'll say run. So then here itself you can see all the data here. So let's also see in Kaggle. So like as I said, like if you want to practice also, you can use the Kaggle as a platform where you can get the data, and like you can have the codes also here, like which helps you to understand. Let's say again in the real time you will have a different problem statements. This is just for you can have this number of sample examples where you can actually practice your Python, and you can get like you can understand the codes. Let's say here I'm saying iris data, I can get that iris data, and then from that data, how I manipulated or like how I wrote my code and how to get the required output. So like this is a typical Python script you will have. So pandas and numpys are we are using, and this will be the data. And the scatter, this is the EDA part again, how the scatter plot is there. From the scatter plot, I can understand like this is an outlier. Outlier is nothing but all the data is in one flow and few things are in a different directions. That means they are like above average, like completely above. So that's where I can understand from EDA. So I can separate like how my segments are there. So this is the EDA, and like you can do the EDA also, like in the Python visuals only. So this is completely a Python script where I'm seeing the figures also. Like you can use Power BI, as well as in the Python itself, you have a libraries which helps you to get the visuals. So not only manipulating the data, you can also get the visuals here. So these are the visuals, and then you can get the final output also. So let's say after doing the EDA part, then I'll jump to like my machine learning models. I'll give you one algorithm, and then it will like by using the data, I can suggest one algorithm, and then it will give me the problem, like whichever the output I need. So this is the journey of the data science. And like tomorrow also we have a session where we can like if you want me to add upon any topics also, you can uh, type in the chat box. I can help you tomorrow also. Like if you want me today to explain some topic also, just unmute and you can tell me, like I'll try to explain the area which you are not able to understand. uh, I don't think it will create a problem. Like if it is something like your organization laptop, then just check the space and just install. Like sometimes you need to have the permissions, but like if you have your local laptop, like if you have your personal laptop, like you can directly install Anaconda and then get the Jupyter prompt. So once check the permissions as well. But yeah, it is easy to install Python as well as MySQL. MySQL is a tool for the SQL queries. Like you can, in similar to the Python, you can write the SQL queries in MySQL. So MySQL is also easy to use. That course also like we can discuss in the later chapters. Any doubts in between? You can say like I can go through with walk you through the Excel also, like which are the topics we can use in Excel. So like if you join this course, like we'll try to help you in terms of understanding the data science, like overview, like complete overview. Like I gave you a glimpse of the data science, and then like I can move you through the Excel, like the real time fundamentals of Excel basics as well as advanced level, like how you can understand the pivot tables, visualizations, dashboards in Excel, and how you can manipulate the data in Excel through formulas that we can understand in the next courses. And the next is like in the data visualization, I can help you in terms of Tableau as well as Power BI. So all these things will help you to understand and overcome your real time business problem statements. So these are very helpful to get the ADA part clearly. So how you can use the different chats, and what are the different kinds of chats we are using in data visualization, and how you are organizing the data, these things, and like extraction it from the database. So what is SQL and how we can install the SQL in your laptops, and what are the basic commands, and how to get the data, pull the data, and manipulate. We are going to learn, and we are going to understand the statistics. I told you, like first we can start with the stats and probability. In that, like these are the topics that we can cover in our upcoming sessions. And then you can have the Python basics. In the Python basics also, we have a complete basic as well as an advanced level. So like if you get knowledge of basic and advanced, that helps you for the easy flow. And then the machine learning, like what is the machine learning and what is the deep learning, what are the algorithms we have, what is supervised and supervised, and how we can understand NLPs, and what is Gen AI, text summarization, LLMs. So all these things which comes in the later part that you can understand step by step. So this is the overview of today's session, data science. Like if you have any doubts in the how to choose your career path, or like how to, like what about the data analyst or data scientist also, like you can ask me, I'm ready to help you now. So you're saying how the data science skills help you while you are designing a software. Let's say you are designing an app. So you have an app. um, okay, so you can take a daily app. Let's say you have a Zomato app. So for the front end part, for the UI and UX, so what you will have, like UI and UX, you will have the basic pictures. Let's say I can show you more detail. Let's say Zomato app. You're designing, or like you are working on any particular software, like application. So the data science will comes under the developing part. So designing phase is where you are doing something like UI UX part in the front end. So back end, like if I'm trying to use this Zomato app, so here I have all the applications. So let's say I'm a customer where I'm using, like my name is Rishaja. I'm ordering this, like I have this many orders at this time, and this is my location, and this is my favorite food, and so on. So like if I want to, if I want to recommend a other person, like to consume this restaurant is good, the reviews are good. From the basic reviews, the data science is used. For the recommendations, machine learning is used. And like if you want to get recommendations, is also like based on your previous order from this particular place, I can recommend you like this is the best food you can get from this restaurant. So that is again in the Netflix also, like if you're using somewhere Netflix. So again, by using the recommendation systems or your data, like we can analyze, and we can give you like which are the useful analysis for a customer. So that's where you can use in a software or in your application. So it's like a developing phase. And after designing phase, to extract the data from the designing, and then from extraction of the data, and then creating the dashboards and giving to your clients, all these things comes under data DS only. Yeah, we can share all the notes from today's and tomorrow session. Yeah, so that's what I'm here to help you. Like, if you're from a different background, or like if you are fresher, then like Course Vita is a platform where you can learn all these courses, and you will get a certification as well for the data science. And we are here, like as a mentors, we are here to help you in understanding all the courses, and that helps you to your jobs or your upskilling as well. So for the registrations and all these things, like we'll post you all the details in the chat box, which helps you to register and check out the Course Vita page notifications. Yeah, I think again that's a deeper question, like component analysis and factor analysis. So all these things, like if you join once the Course Vita, then like we can have one-on-one sessions, or like we can have the group sessions. Again, I can go through your machine learning concepts. I can help you in terms of Python and all the courses individually. Yes, I think Trinath has shared you links. So please go and check out the pages, and you can register, and we can have all the sessions in the upcoming. So in the upcoming sessions, like you will have few workshops, and in the workshops depends on persons. Like we have like free and as well as paid courses. Like paid is nothing but you will have all the detailed understanding. Let's say in one workshop, I can't cover the whole journey of data science. I can cover you, I can take you through Excel, I can take you through Python by only when you register and when you come into Course Vita, then we can have one-on-one sessions, and then we can get that. So that's where like we are having some paid courses also. And we are here to guide you as well in the like after course is completed, like we can help you how to build your resume, and how to search in LinkedIn, or like how you can search your companies as well. Yeah, we also have a feedback session, like please go and get your attendance and receive your certificate from there. Like after like that certification is like you have attended this workshop. And tomorrow also we have the session, guys. So tomorrow, like I'm going to tell you all the machine learning, deep learning concepts in detail. Like you can understand the machine learning, and then we can go through how we can start the journey. So if you have any doubts, like you can post here. Okay, so tomorrow actually the session timings has changed. So we have something like 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock. Sorry, one second.
It's 11 o'clock. We should.
Yeah. That's what. Sorry, tomorrow we have session from 11 o'clock. Trinath, it's the same link, right?
Yes, Vishwaja, it's the same link.
Yeah, guys, you can join through the same link at 11 o'clock tomorrow. Like we can complete the journey of data science, and I'll help you like how you can build the resumes, and how you can check the job opportunities as well. Yeah, if you have any queries, like you can post or you can unmute and ask. Or let's see, like if you're good, like we can wind up the session, guys.
Like, guys, do you have any doubts? You can go ahead and ask. Like, we give an unmute option for you. If you have any doubts related to data science career, how to become a data science, like anything related to, you can go ahead and ask. Like, we give the unmute option for you all, guys.
Good
You can,
evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Ma'am, can we means do software engineering and data scientist at the same time?
Okay, so like as in like if you are interested in like if you are working in software engineer and then you want to shift towards a data science,
Yes,
then you
ma'am.
can choose.
I'm
Yeah. It's completely, see, in the journey of a product building, you have something like designing phase, developing phase, and the end, like you will have like showcasing of your problem statements to the clients. So that's where in the journey from the designing, let's say in the designing, you will work on UI UX, and then you will get the uh, like if you understand the javascripts also, you will build a dashboard, like you will build a interface. From the interface, what is the next step? The next step is to collect the data from the backend, and then to give it to our developers, where the developers will take it to like manipulating the data and getting analysis. So you can obviously go for like you can shift your career from like software developer to like normal data science developers also. Like if you improve, like if you upskill by understanding Excel and Python and all these things, yeah, you can definitely move your career. And that is
thank you,
also
ma'am.
like that will be like an added advantage also, like you will have both knowledges of design as well as developing. So
Yes,
that
ma'am.
really helps you in the future as well. Yeah, tomorrow session is from 11 to 11 a.m to 1 p.m, guys. So the same link for the joining, and please do check this link for receiving your attendance as well as certificate.
Still, anybody have doubts regarding data science? Yeah, you can go ahead and ask. This is the opportunity where you can clarify your doubts. Nobody have doubts like.
So if you want to know any other topics for tomorrow's session also, like you can ask me, like I can teach you those topics for tomorrow's session. Like you can post it in chat, or like you can unmute and you can say me like I want this topic. Tomorrow, like we have in the morning session only. Like from the next week, like whichever the sessions we have, like we can do it in the evenings, like from 7 o'clock. So yeah, like I'll teach you machine learning and I'll give you the basic concepts of what are the LLMs and like how we are using in different business domains. Yes, I'll teach you machine learning and deep learning as well. Yeah, still if you have any topics or like if you want me to explain any concept also, like we can try. Like if you're good, like we can wind up the session.
I think Vishwaja, no one have the doubts. Like we can wrap up the session.
Yes,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
So
Please, guys, I have posted feedback form in the chat box. Kindly take a moment and provide your feedback. Okay. And follow our social pages. Like you will be getting all the updates, like any workshops, boot camps, webinars, anything we have planned. We are posting all on our social media platforms.
yes, please do check it out the LinkedIn pages and Instagram pages for more workshops. So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you all for your time. Let's meet tomorrow. Thank you all.
Thank you, Vishwaja.
Thank you.
And the tomorrow session will be at 11 a.m. Please do remember, guys. Like tomorrow, the session was at 11 a.m. Okay. If anybody is not filled the feedback form, you can that I posted in chat box. You can go ahead and take a moment and fill the feedback. It will be counted as a to the attendance, like to receive the certificate. I think around 17 members fill the feedback.
Hello.
Yeah, Priya, tell me.
In Code with Course Vita, are you providing internships?
Internship, we offered like a free internship in the last month. As of now, we didn't plan any internships right now, Priya.
Okay.
It's already completed. In the going forward, like we are going to launch Intermedia 2.0 as well. We will post all the updates in the our web pages, like our social media platforms. You can follow there. Like you will be getting the updates.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. Thank you all.